Business 1114, the 22nd of September 2018. Get URLSpeaking. During yet another rally, this time in Missouri, the U.S. president warned about the spiraling tariff war with China and questioned whether the latter dared to challenge the U.S. with retaliatory measures in response to the latest U.S. tariffs affecting $200 billion of Chinese goods. Donald Trump, who had come to Springfield, Missouri, to advocate for Josh Hawley, a Republican candidate at the upcoming elections, promised to come back with a lot more to China if it retaliates against U.S. tariffs targeting $200 billion of Chinese goods. "We are cracking down on the unfair trade practices of China. We have rebuilt China. We have given them such wealth. And we are changing it. So we charged 25% on $50 billion worth of merchandise tariffs coming in. And then they said, we're going to do the same thing, and I've said, that is okay. We have far more bullets," he told a cheering crowd, as he discussed different points on the country's agenda. This threat came shortly after China added tariffs on $60 billion of U.S. products as a countermeasure for the U.S. implied 10% tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese goods starting from September 24. On January 1, 2019, the tariffs are expected to grow up to 25%. This speech got mixed reactions on social media, as some feared there'd be negative consequences of the ongoing showdown. Actually, Trump is playing tough for the midterm elections. He knows everything in USA and made in China cannot win the trade war. Just to let you know, the farmers in the Southeast are losing their export to China. And Trump are losing this part of electors. Linter Day 30 and SE, at docket 1, 22 Centabre 2018 G. Asterisk Trump says have a lot more on tariffs if China retaliates. The up trade is not going to escalate. Sunchartist, at Sunchartist 22 Centabre 2018 G. Others stood for Trump, defending his vision. Actually, he's a trained economist and knows what he's doing. While there may be multiple paths that take us where we want to go, you'd better give him a chance. Almost nobody in the media is willing to be reasonable. Yeah, I like it. Petaluma, at Petaluma 22 Centabre 2018 G. It has to be said to the credit of President Trump that he has called the Chinese bluff, and bluntly told the Chinese that this won't do. You can't have 25% tariff on import of automobiles into China when USA imposes a tariff of only 2.5% for import of cars into USA. Express, at Phoenix for 22 Centabre 2018 G. At the same time, on September 22, it became known that China had pulled out of high-ranking talks on tariffs, according to the Wall Street Journal. Beijing has canceled 2 delegations set to meet U.S. officials in Washington, one of which was to be headed by Vice Premier Liu He. Next week they are expected to continue negotiating the tariff war with U.S. representatives. Read more. China-concerned U.S. could pull out of WTO deal cutting tariffs on tech goods. Chinese-U.S. trade tensions escalated in March after U.S. President Donald Trump announced import tariffs on steel and aluminum. Since then, Washington and Beijing have imposed several rounds of tit-for-tat tariffs, with bilateral trade consultations so far failing to halt the mounting trade war. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has predicted that further escalations of the trade spat between the United States and China will have negative consequences for both countries, as well as the global economy.